So welcome back to the show, and now I have the privilege and the honor to have Mary Diamond with me. Hi Mary, how are you?
I'm very good. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me on the show. And hi, everyone.
Hi. Just a question, your name is Mary or Marie? Because I'm kind of
Marie.
French.
Yeah,
Marie.
it's a French way. Marie Diamond. Marie Diamond.
Okay. So Marie, it's really a pleasure to have you here. And I guess people know you because you are featured in the movie The Secret, and
Yeah.
that's why people know you. But I guess that they don't really know everything that you're doing, and this is really a great opportunity for you to show this, and also for us to hear your wisdom.
Thank you.
Thank you. So can you tell us a little bit more about you, Mary? Marie.
Well, I'm born in Belgium, so I'm a European. And I actually started connecting in with the law of attraction uh, from my 7 years old. I had a spiritual mentor that showed me that everything I was doing as a child, playing and drawing and fantasizing, that all this was actually creating my future. And so I started really working towards that level, and I started really opening up at the spiritual world and the more energetic world, I would say. When I was 15, had a near-death experience, and I really knew my vision and what I was going to do here in the world at 15. And I first became a lawyer. I became a lawyer for the European government, actually. And at 31, I felt it was time for me to become the spiritual teacher. And I already had a lot of years of practice of meditation and knowing the information, and with the masters that came my path. And so at 31, I started teaching. I'm 48 right now. And about 9 years ago, I felt really it was time to go to America and to connect in with the American population, and from there to the world. And a few years later, I actually was featured in the movie The Secret. But I attracted that very specifically because on my vision board that we talk about in The Secret, I actually put in on my vision board when I came to America, I'm going to be featured in a movie seen by hundreds of millions of people that will transform the world. And I put it exactly there. And I put it in my personal success direction. I hope I can share a little bit about that. And I put also a fake Oscar statue out with the name Marie Diamond, 2006. I thought I need about 4 years, but I had no idea in which form I would do that. As an actress or a producer, I never thought it would be as myself, as Marie Diamond. And so I attracted a lot of celebrities to advise and coach, also a lot of people in the self-help world that are amazing teachers that became my clients. And so because of that, one led to another, and I was asked to be in the movie The Secret. And from there, I was able to reach millions of people throughout the world and to bring forward my wisdom and my teaching. So I'm living in between LA and the south of France. I have a family with 3 children, 25, 18, and 8. I'm happily married for 20 years, and I'm a very happy woman.
Wow, that's kind of an amazing journey. But it's kind of intriguing that you started really to embrace the law of attraction when you were 7. So
Yeah.
that's something. How did this come to you? Because that's really a very interesting story, in fact.
I have not such a good connection right now. Can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah. So you started really to get in touch with the law of attraction when you were 7,
Yeah.
and so how did this come to you? And how can we then also, because this is, I think, a great lesson, teach children about the law of
Yeah.
attraction?
Well, I had a spiritual teacher that showed up in my life, and he saw that I was drawing a lot. And so he said, "What do you draw?" And I was just telling what I was trying to manifest it. Well, as you're drawing, whatever you're drawing, you actually are able to manifest your dreams. And so my dream at that time was to have a happy home. And a happy home meant there was a lot of conflicts between my siblings and my parents, and there was a lot of fighting going on, and I didn't feel very happy. It was not very peaceful. So he said, "Well, why don't you draw a happy home?" So I started drawing this happy home with rainbows and, sun with hearts coming in and happy people. And so not really anything happened. Really, that was a big request I probably asked from the universe. And then when I was 9, the first thing I really experienced that it was happening was my oldest brother actually left home to marry someone that my father didn't give consent to at that time. That was still necessary, in society. And so I started drawing this image that my brother and my father would sit around the table and shake hands. And so, and I wanted him to also come to be with us on Christmas. So I'm drawing these images, and my teacher had said, use 5 colors. These are 5 colors that are very positive for manifestation. It was yellow, that stands for wisdom. It was purple, stands for forgiveness, rose for love, aqua blue for clarity, and citrus green for the truth. And so he gave me these 5 colors, and I started drawing all the time in these 5 colors, my paintings for the family to reunite. And so a little bit before Christmas was what we call St. Nicholas. It's something we celebrate in Belgium. I don't know about you guys in Ireland. And so he sent me a little gift because I had no clue where my brother was. He had vanished, he was somewhere in the world. And he sent me 5 lollipops, exactly in the 5 colors I've been drawing on. And from that moment on, I knew something was changing. And it actually happened. He came to talk to my father, sit around the table. He came with Christmas, as I've been imagining him, to be with on the Christmas tree with his wife. All that happened. And that was the first time I really, really knew the law of attraction was working. I was 9 years old. And from that day on, I've always tried through images in my room, through drawing it, through fantasizing it, always making sure that's what I want to desire and what I want to create in my life. So that's kind of how it works. And it's especially for kids also. It's a tip I always give them is that ask your kids to draw what they really want and put them up in their bedroom, or let them draw it over and over and over again, as it creates neural pathways and in your brain to be open up to that possibility. So that's a great way to work for kids.
Yeah, it's amazing what you're saying here, but it's really a powerful story what you're sharing with us here, because it's really a way of the law of attraction, but also you had every component because you were not really attached to the outcome as such, and you were just letting your creativity, and you had faith, which is amazing.
I had totally faith. I mean, I had so much faith. I knew my brother would show up. I had given him a time to come. I wrote him back and said, please come at that day. And, he showed up, and nobody expected, oh, Marie, don't believe in it. And I just knew profoundly it was going to happen, because it couldn't stay the way it was. I knew the universe, God, whatever you call it, the creator, had a bigger and better plan for me and my family. And from that day on, actually, much more happiness came in our family after that experience. So ultimately, my first painting of the happy home started manifesting too. Well, I think creativity is part of what I'm bringing in, because one of the things I then learned, especially when I was 15, I had a very intense accident. I was in coma. They thought I was dead. And I went to the other side. I had a near-death experience. And when I came back, I had as task received from the other side, you are here to enlighten more than 500 million people. So that was actually what I received to do at 15. And so I remember I came out of the coma. I started being my normal life, but from a straight A student, I suddenly became a straight F student. That means I was really not doing well at school anymore, because I had so much problems with memory after my accident. And so I actually asked my teacher, my mentor, I said, what did I do wrong? I've been doing the law of attraction. I've been thinking the right way. I've been feeling the right way. I've been doing the right way. He said, yes, but there's another component to it, and that's your environment. He said, the way where you're sleeping, the way that you have the images around you, the way they're positioned, he said, you just have bad feng shui. And I thought, like, what's that? Feng shui? I mean, never heard of it. I'm, raised in a Catholic environment in Belgium. My teacher gave me some tips, and it was about the color and the way I was positioning my bed and the way I would position the images around me. And so I changed bedrooms, I painted it, I made it all my own. And so within 2 weeks, I had the first love of my life. I had suddenly enormous amount of friends, because before that I was bullied at school very much. I was kind of the nerd because I was into mathematics, and suddenly, I had all these things happening to me. I had so much joy. And so I found out that in China, the law of attraction is actually divided in three pieces. And so something I want to share is that most people think they have to think right, they have to feel right, and they have to do right. Okay? Now, that's 1/3 only from the law of attraction. The other third is called your heavenly luck, and that means you need to be connected and aligned with the universe. That means through prayer, through meditation, through reflection. You have to align yourself so that your mind can think positive and your heart can feel positive, and that you can do positive things. But there's another third that is, for most people, not put in place, and that's actually the environment. And the environment is actually where you live, sleep, and work. And I don't know about you, but I want you to look around you and see whatever I desire is what I desire reflected in my environment. So, one of the things they're saying is that subconsciously we are opening ourselves constantly also to the environment. So whatever is hanging, being there, colors, the clutter we have there is actually giving us 24 hours a day subconscious a message. So that's why a vision board works so well, because a vision board is, you see it, unless you kind of hide it in your closet, of course, you can see it. And as you're seeing it, you're constantly connecting with it. And because most people, they do the law of attraction, they think about something, they feel about, they write something down. But perhaps it's only about 10, 15 minutes a day, but your environment works constantly 24 hours a day. And so it's possible that your inner message is different than your outer message, okay? And so what is around you needs to be reflected in what is inside of you. So if you come into your home, for example, and it's all messy and there's all clutter, you have to imagine the universe comes with you, because you are the universe anyway. So the universe comes in, and you've been asking more money, or you have been asking a better job, and you come into your home, and the universe is saying, I'm not going to put money down on this person or giving this person more money, because look what he or she only does with the materials I've already given. She makes a mess from it. She doesn't honor it. She doesn't respect it. She doesn't keep it clean, or he doesn't keep it clean. So why do you think the universe will give you more if you do not respect and honor what is already there, or you don't create beauty? Because the universe has created beauty. Look at the stars, at the planets, look at nature. It's one amazing, creative, beautiful field. So we need to create that amazing, beautiful field around us, so that we feel good, because that's part of the work we need to do in order to manifest things. We need to feel good. We need to feel God in a way. God feels good. So we need to feel good, and the environment supports us in that. So I'm sure if you have cleaned up your home, you feel much better. Let's be honest. If you cleaned up your office, you feel much better. You get more inspiration. You're more focused, more clarity. Well, that's how it works. And so, in The Secret, I talk about the images, but there's, of course, more to it, not just the images of what you see. But it's possible that you want wealth, but the only images that are around you are kind of broken images, or images of poverty, or images of stuckness, or images of depression. What is around you will reflect in your brain, in your subconscious field, and then you're surprised things are not manifesting.
Okay, I didn't really understand it this way, but it does make fully sense, and mean that I have some work to do.
Well, I think it's really totally normal. We are just not aware of that, and that's the first thing I always say to people. Look, let go of some things. Reorganize your life a little bit, and because you want new things to come in your life, new romance, you want, perhaps new money, income stream, you want some career, or you want more happiness or whatever. You need to make space for it, and you need to make the space you have to receive it much more connected with what you desire. So, we want everything, but we are not opening up the space within ourselves and around us to receive it, because the universe always is giving you everything, but do you have space to receive? Do you have an open heart to receive? Do you have an open mind to receive? Because sometimes the universe gives you all these possibilities, but you're having a certain way to look at it. It has to look a certain way, or it has to come a certain way, and then it comes in ways that are just beyond your own possibilities and your own ideas. And so the same thing always happened with me, is like, I don't stand in my own way. I don't ask myself the how. I just make sure I have enough space open in my heart, enough space in my environment, so that the universe can just drop it in my lap.
Yeah, it makes complete sense. Yeah, because it's creating what we call a vacuum for this to happen. Yeah.
You create a vacuum, you create an open energy, and that's what a lot of people do not do. And so it's sometimes difficult to open your heart for something, but when you open your environment, you actually are doing the same thing. It's sometimes easier to work outside of yourself than to work inside of yourself. Now, if you want, for example, romance, and you come in a room, in a bedroom, and the bedroom is not open for romance, there's, so much clutter, or there's just not a welcoming space even in the closet to add some clothes from a partner, or there's no space on your bathroom around your sink for a partner to bring their perfume, for example. I mean, whether you tell to the universe, I want something, but I don't give it space. And that's what you need to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, and when it comes to money, then how do you then create your environment to say, okay, I'm welcoming more money? Let's say.
Well, one of the first things we do in Feng Shui is you have to connect with what we call your law of attraction number. And you can actually go to a website. It's for free. You can just put in your name and email, and you have to calculate your personal direction. It's actually, there is in the environment an area, a compass direction that for you personally creates more money, creates more success. For example, for me, it's Southwest. Okay, for you, it can be something else. And so when you go to the website, myloa number, the word number.com, you can let that be calculated. And we even have a very special app to do this. So one of the things that happens is when you calculate your angle of money, okay, where is that vacuum? Where is the space where the universe aligns with you on money? Then you can actually use that and look in your bedroom, look in your office, for sure, your workspace, look in your living room or family room. What is placed in that field? For example, in the Southwest for me, okay, in the Southwest area, I need to place things that make me money. Okay, so it's actually, I'm thinking, I want to create money, but I also want to place what I want to make money with. So I have, for example, books and products, or I have ideas I'm writing down and put it in that area. For example, I put my vision board there. Okay, so when I have my vision board there, it does its work itself. So then I let 33% of the law of attraction work for me 24 hours a day. It's like a virtual work. It does it for me. I don't have to do it. And so that's what I've always done. I always used my personal success direction to create the money, to create the success, to create the career I want. For example, I felt like, okay, I'm moving back for a while to Europe. So I put a beautiful image of the European community there. I'm like, okay, I need to connect more with the European connection. And I know, as I put it there, within 24 hours, somebody connected us together, Bertrand. Okay, so because you're connected with Europe. So, and I got so many emails coming in from Europe, oh, Marie, can you come and speak here? And can you do this? And it's because I give it space in the right angle. Because we are living in a three-dimensional experience, and the universe is multidimensional. It's from every side. But we need to connect in the right angle to connecting with the universe. And so in your personal success direction that you can find on myloanumber.com, you can do it for your family and friends. So you can just do it as much as you want. The thing is, you need to make sure in that success direction for you, you cannot have any images of poverty, any images of chaos or mess or conflict, okay? Because you will just exactly attract what you have placed there. I'll give you an example. Well, somebody, and she said, each time I have this amazing idea to make money, it's like it's shredded to paper. And I said, you better check your success direction in your office. I bet you your paper shredder is in that area. And so she's on the call with me on the video, and she just takes her compass or takes the app because there's a compass in it, and she goes and checks it out. And she's like, oh my God, Marie, there is a paper shredder there. And I said, yes, because what happens is subconsciously you are getting the signs. You are feeling each time I want to bring out my ideas about money and to receive the money, the angle how it comes in, and it was for her east, so it's different than for me. She actually was pushing it out, but it didn't go out, and then nothing came in because it was shredded to paper. Okay, now I don't know about you, but if you have money notes and and coins that are shredded to paper, it's not worth anything, so nothing happens. Okay, so I've seen this over and over and over again with thousands and thousands and thousands of examples that your personal success angle in your environment, and again, it's in your bedroom, it's in your living room, and it's where you are working, that needs to be activated for money. So it's not just hanging $1 million note somewhere, but just place it there. Put your ideas there, or even images of successful people. Put your bank statements there, put your vision board there. So anything that just gives you a wonderful feeling about, perhaps not your bank statements if they don't look that great, but perhaps, the ideas, what you want to create, put it there in a little card, and always say, I am, like your name, like I am Marie Diamond. I'm receiving this amount of money. You don't have to, or I am having this amount of money, or I desire this amount of money. Make sure you don't tell the how, because the universe brings the how. And always go with the first step. You can always go with, this is what I ultimately want, but what is the first step I need to do? If you only have $500, or I'm sorry, 500 euros, and we are, depending where you are, to go to 5 billion is a big step, but to go to 5,000 is the next step, and then to go to 50,000 and 500,000, go in steps, because money is not made overnight. Money is built, money is growing, and so you need to also grow your ideas around it, but you have to place it in your personal success direction.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I never heard this before, so that's why.
So that's actually what I bring to the table of The Secret. And so it's actually when The Secret came out, the film was not going anywhere. But it's really interesting. The producer asked me to come and do her feng shui, and I actually made sure that I did exactly that. I placed her book, The Secret, in her success direction. The publishers of The Secret, then the book, there were feng shui. More than half of the people on The Secret were also advised by me. So some people say sometimes laughingly, Marie is the real secret behind The Secret, because I used my techniques to empower them. And the moment everything was in place, it just went and was phenomenal, successful.
Yeah, it's incredible, yeah. And really, when you say, the moment you did this, so you're talking about a time scale of weeks, or?
Well, most people have experienced within 9 days there are differences happening in their life. So you need, apparently, according to feng shui, 9 days before the energy is shifting. And so as you place then the things in your success direction, make sure you clear out all the old stuff, things you don't need anymore. Make sure there is some space, there's beauty, there's creativity. The color blue, for example, is a very good color for success. The color gold is very good for money. So make sure you put something in blue or something in gold in that area. Okay, that works for everyone. I'm talking very general. And so as you're doing that, as you look to your success direction, don't look with a bad feeling. Don't look like, oh, this will never happen, but look at like, oh, I blessed this. I remember I put my fake Oscar statue out, in 2002 when I came to America. And I went every day to my fake Oscar statue, what actually is still around
Yeah, we can
here.
see it here.
You can see it. Well, it's still here, my little Oscar statue. And so I actually put on, I actually went every day and I kind of say, I like you. I kind of was rubbing his head. So, but what happened because of it out of the blue, it was not just that I was in this movie, but out of the blue also, I actually had clients from Hollywood showing up, and I already have now more than 20 Oscar winning clients that have come my way. And so I have to be honest, the only big difference between their Oscar statue and mine is theirs is much heavier and bigger.
So if it falls on your feet, it hurts more.
It will hurt more, yeah. But the point in it is that I attracted things that I was not expecting, to be well known and to be called, the stars, the master of the stars in feng shui, because that was something that came because it was there and it was not my focus. So that's why I know whatever you place there that is not correct, it will be attracted. But whatever you place there that is positive, you will connect. And so I put sometimes things in like, I want to meet this person, or I want to have this kind of things happening in my business. And once you have the flow after 9 days and you start adding things and you're removing things, you play with it. You have to think, this is my success altar, it's my money corner. It's something that works for me personally, is that it starts happening. I wanted to speak one day in Russia. Hey, the next day an email from Russia. And it's like, that's the most of the things I do. I activate that area. And of course I keep feeling good. I keep doing my work. I keep meditating and praying. I keep being a good person. And I do actions in my marketing and everything you do always. But you have then a place of focus, because the universe wants you to keep being focused on your desires. And we cannot do that always with our mind, because there's so much going on in our mind. But when we have a focused place in our environment, that makes all the difference.
Yeah, I never heard about this before. Really, I knew that the focus and have a vision board and everything, but I never heard about this kind of altar, as you say this, and that seems to be a great way to do this. Yeah.
It is a great way, and it's also an old way. I mean, this is what the Chinese emperors and wealthy have been using for 4,000 years. So it's a proven technique.
Yeah. How did you come across this? With your teacher, yeah.
Can you say that again? I didn't hear that question very well.
How did you come across this? This was with your teacher?
Well, it was actually my teacher that shared with me, and then I started, I was guided to, my teacher said, you need to learn more about feng shui. So I went studying in the Far East and started understanding how feng shui is totally related with the law of attraction and the quantum physics. I call actually feng shui the quantum physics of the world. And it is something that the wealthy people and the people with power always are aware of. And you look in their homes, there's no clutter and there's no mess. You can say, well, they have people to take care of you. But in the beginning, you have to take care of yourself. That's how it works, And so I had to do that first myself in my small apartment, okay? And I had to make sure I clean up. Now I have people that help me out with this. But it's always a start is that you have to create order. The universe is made out of beauty and order. And that means there are certain principles, certain rules that need to be followed. And I would say in the ancient traditions, the wealthy and the successful and the powerful people, they knew this information, but it was always kept secret, okay, or sacred, depending how you see the words, from the common people. And so I'm a commoner, I'm from just normal people. But when I received that information, I knew it was my task to bring this to the world, so that not only the wealthy clients of mine know this information, but that everyone knows this information. That's why I'm talking to you today.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much. And I think that it's so different to the other teaching that we have, and I'm sure they all work in together. Yes. But this one will I think it will bring a lot to people because it's something that we don't think about at all.
It is something we don't think about, and a lot of people have been working on their mindset, and that's a very important piece. But remember, it's only one third. You know, a lot of people go to classes and beautiful seminars of beautiful teachers, and many of them are my friends. And so they come and they're totally energized. They're like, yes, we're going to change our world. We're going to change my life. And they go in their home, and before a few days are over, they are back in the old way of living. Why is that? Because their home is still connected with the vibration of their past, and it's not reliant or aligned with who they are now. And that's why the environment is telling a different story, and the environment has more impact than we imagine because it works 24 hours a day non-stop. And we know these things. So sometimes I change people's environment and they're like, oh my God, Marie, I feel so much better, you know? Or I come in people's home or offices or businesses and I say, okay, I'm going to tell you what your life is like. And they're like, are you clairvoyant or something? Remember in the secret they were asking, I said, well, perhaps I am, but I'm going to tell you what your home is telling me, the way you have positioned yourself, the way you have chosen this home, what you have been hanging, what you have been standing out. And I'm telling their lives because whoever you are, you always reflect that into the world. So I look at the reflection of your soul and your mind and your heart. And so I can see what's going on. And then I say, that's exactly what is going on with me. I remember, you know, one of the people from The Secret is Jack Canfield. And I can tell this story because he tells it publicly. You know, when I met him, he was in his office and he was in a not such a great place. I mean, he was known for the Chicken Soup for the Soul series and made a lot of money, but he was like looking for a new direction. And so I come into his office and he's sitting with his back to the door. And I said, Jack, you don't see the opportunities. You always need to see the door when you're sitting in your office. That's how a king or a queen would sit. You're sitting away from the door. You're actually saying to the door, to the universe, I'm not interested in what you're bringing me. I said, let's turn you around. And said, you know, in your success direction where the money area is for him, there were all the wrong things. I said, what do you want to be? He said, I want to be a global teacher. I said, okay, let's put a globe up. Let's put images of teachers that are your teachers up. And I said, spin the globe. You let them know, you know, I'm interested in speaking. And so about 4 or 5 months later, his wife called me and said, can we stop spinning the globe, Marie? He's booked for the whole year worldwide. I will never see him this year. And so he called me and said, Marie, it's amazing. He said, it's like I opened a space for myself to receive. And suddenly the phone started ringing and people started remembering me again. I said, no, they were not remembering you. You were remembering them. Because you looked back into their face, with your back to them. They couldn't even see what you were doing and all the greatness that you were. So one of the first steps I always say to people, make sure you see always the door. Look out to the world. And looking out to a window is not looking out to the world, because you do not come in through the window unless you're a burglar. Okay? So people, you comes through doors. So see the incoming door in whatever possibility. In every meeting you have, make sure you have the flow coming to you. I mean, think about a king or a queen in his castle, you know, in his courtroom. He would never sit with his back to the door, or a president of Ireland would never sit with his back to the parliament. He would always face out and see what is happening in the world. And that is one of these little things. But what happens, the brainwaves start shifting right away. Within 3 seconds, we start being more inspired, more powerful, and we go from beta to alpha brainwaves. That means we get immediately, oh, wow, I feel so much better. And that's exactly what happens with adding your environmental aspect to the law of attraction.
Wow, that's kind of shifting quite a lot of things that I knew about the law of attraction, which is great, because
Yeah.
I think that we all have our areas which we are thinking a little bit, we are stuck here, but it's great, you know.
You're welcome.
What about people who don't have a lot of faith or are fearful? What can they do? Because fear is, we know, it's one of these emotions that stuck you, you know, keeps you paralyzed.
Oh, it totally is. It's something that is totally making you stuck in every field of your life. You know, one of the things I've always suggest to people when they're fearful is that, they have created a big bowl of negative energy. And to really release that negative energy, the first step that they need to do is to start being willing to forgive themselves. Okay? And forgiving yourself is actually saying, well, I let go of the past that has created where I am right now. And so the color for forgiveness is actually in the quantum field, and that's for everyone the same color, is violet. So one of the things I always say to people, it's a very practical thing, but it works phenomenally good, is get yourself a little violet candle, like purple candle, and when you're in fear, lit the candle and try to release. Just say, look, I'm letting go of my fear. And look at that purple, and that purple will give in your brain waves a much more softer and sweeter feel to yourself. Because the science have seen that ultraviolet is the best color for releasing negative emotions. It's the fastest moving color. And so make sure that you are opening up yourself to that field. And so by seeing the candle, you kind of can say then, well, I let go of this fear, I let go of this, and say it out loud, even write it out. And sometimes I say to people, write it out and, just say it out loud and say, I let go of my fear. I'm choosing to have faith. It's all about choice. And so the choice has to be to let go and to have faith and to have confidence. But the color violet is a color that transforms our vibration. So this is a way to do things. It's very simple. Or if you have a hard time and you're very much in fear, I would say try to wear something in purple. This winter, actually, it's a very good color. There's a lot in fashion right now. A lot of people have fear, and I'm so happy that the fashion designers brought some more purple into the field. Just wear some more purple, see some more purple, and as you're doing that, you will just totally calm down. Another way to do it is work with lavender essential oil. Lavender is also connected with the color purple. Okay, it's a purple flower, but it has the essence of letting go. So take some lavender mist, spray it in your home or around you, or smell the essential oil. Immediately, fear will just totally calmly releases itself. So purple smell in a way that's lavender, purple candle, wearing purple. It's a very easy, small thing, but it has done miracles to many people.
Wow, this is completely amazing, yeah. It's strange because, and I completely resonate with you, because before I loved wearing purple. And I don't know, for some reason I stopped, and now I can feel a little bit of fear sometimes. But also I realize, and what you said just now is that maybe it was linked to what I was wearing before. So it's...
Yeah, well, that's interesting. It's a color that is not done or used a lot with men, but it's definitely, we have seen it's working amazing. A lot of people that are fearful actually are wearing more black, interesting enough. And it's something I suggest to people to wear less of, especially if you're fearful and you wear a lot of black, you actually will get more stuck in that fear. So try to add more of other colors to it. And another good color actually, first to release is purple, but then when you have released the fear, to keep being a little bit in that better place is orange or peach. They are colors of joy and happiness and celebration. So when you don't start with the orange, start with the violet, but then if you feel like, oh, I come to a place where there's more happiness possible for me, add some orange to it. And then you can even put a bowl of oranges out in your dining room. It will always give a happy feeling to your field, or flowers with orange, I would say orange flowers to it. It always will give a happy feeling.
Wow, yeah. That's kind of funny, yeah. But it's great, And what does pink mean? Because I love wearing pink.
Oh, pink. Well, there are 24 colors specifically that we're working with in Diamond Feng Shui. And so pink, rose stands actually for love and support. So, we know that, we're, and it's not about the passionate love. It's about the sweet and tender love. Okay. So, but we do work with colors a lot because colors are not specifically to any culture or race or religion, and they are, they're just so sweet to work with. So both in the inner diamond system, that is a meditation system that we work with the colors, as in the outside ourselves, that's the diamond feng shui, we work actually a lot with the colors so that, and there's specific 24 colors in the quantum field that work for everyone with the same results. It's amazing to know this.
So basically, if we take care of our environment and what we are wearing and what we are, in fact, it's kind of activating like a trigger in our brain, in fact.
It is, yeah, it is triggering our brain and it's triggering the results of our law of attraction. It's actually 33% that most people are missing out on. You have to understand that's quite a lot. You know, they want results from The Secret, they want results for the law of attraction, but they are not always aware of that. The people that have created The Secret, the movie and the book, and the publishers behind it and the teachers behind it, they are using my techniques to make The Secret really work.
Yeah, so it's so really these triggers are helping to speed up the manifestation then and to allow this more.
It speeds up and it opens up more possibilities, and definitely it speeds up and makes it more effortless, because it's like you have all these great ideas and you have this great person that you are and a great heart and you do all so massive action. I really don't believe in massive action, to be honest. I believe I take action, but as I'm always in the right flow, in the right angle, things just go easy and effortlessly. And as you're doing that, you know, then it makes you more happy and you're opening up more to possibilities. So it's faster and more effortless. That's the two key points.
Yeah, that's really, really important, yeah. Mary, we are going very close to the end of the interview now, but I know that you have a few events that are coming down the way. So
yes,
if you want to talk about this.
Of course. Well, I have started my global launch of the Law of Attraction 2012. And so one of the things in the movie The Secret, for example, we've seen at the end, we talk about the collective creation. So in the beginning, it's all about you having the money, the romance, the health, but at the end, it's all about how can we create a collective field? You know, how can we create a better world? And so for me, it's really important that all of us start working and transforming ourselves, but at the same time, working on the impact in the world. What can we do for the world at the same time as we transform ourselves? So in the Law of Attraction 2012, I have an event happening in LA very soon, next weekend actually, on the 22nd, 23rd of October. But we also have an amazing event, the same event happening in London on the 25th and 26th of November. And there will be also in other places in Europe. We also have it as a virtual aspect. If you cannot come, we do it also in a virtual way. So you can actually go to lawofattraction2012.com and see what that seminar contains. And it's all about making sure you do the work and you have these amazing tips. Like I give you a very practical tips. I'm very spiritual and energetic, but also I give you a lot of practicality because I'm a practical modern woman. So I want things to do, you know, I want you to get home and say, okay, I can do this and I can do this. And you immediately start changing and shifting in the world. So it's all about shifting your personal energy and also to become the leader, because I believe that all the people that know this information now, they are actually leaders. They are leaders for the new world of 2012. There's so much people are concerned about the coming year and about what's going on in the world. I think it's the most marvelous time of our lives, because this is a time where transformation is happening for ourselves and the world at the same time. But we need to know the tools and the principles. How can we do all this in the right way, in the right direction, so that everybody feels supported, you know, in what they are doing? And so if you feel you're a leader of the new world, the world that is a transformed world, then I would say definitely your place is to connect with me on the lawofattraction2012.com.
Oh yeah, but I will connect with you also, you know, and probably I will come to London to see you because I think it's
I would
just amazing.
love to have you there.
Yeah, it will be great. So this is on the 25th and 26th of November.
Yeah, of November we're in London. It's near Heathrow, so it's very close by for people flying in, because a lot of people fly in all the time.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and what kind of other service are you currently providing to people?
Okay, we have also the Mary Diamond Quantum University, where we give certification programs on Diamond Feng Shui. That's the first thing is, you know, how to work with the law of attraction of your environment. We also have a whole certification program. It's each time 6 months programs that we do. It's all virtual. So you can actually, from wherever you are in the world, connect with me. We have students in more than 180 countries. And so we have also the dowsing program. You learn how to make sure that you're connecting with the magnetic field of your home and change that and heal your home and heal yourself by doing this. And also we have the inner diamond meditation system, how to work in very easy, effortless daily meditations between 10 to 15 minutes a day that you actually can totally transform yourself and have a path towards enlightenment. So we have this quantum university in place. We do have also, of course, consultations and coaching sessions. And I'm very happy to also share that we have a TV show every Saturday morning or evening, depending where you are, or night. Weekly, we have the Mary Diamond Show, where I always work about the topic. It's an internet TV show that you can for free listen to. And you can go to marydiamond.com to find all this information.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. This was fascinating, Mary. I did not really expect this, but it was just fascinating what you just taught us.
Well, thank you. And thank you for sharing this information with the world. It's great that you do what you do, and you're one of these transformers, Bertrand.
Yeah, I'm on my way, and I start really to believe this, and I start really to feel this, that I am one of them. But because I just launched a program called Happy After a Divorce, because this is my story, but also I know that what I am sharing with people is that we can be happy after this, and it's so important.
Of course, and I'm sure you first went through the divorce to find out the lessons and the learning you have from it, and now you can share. How beautiful is that?
Yeah, it is great, and you saw my daughter, so you saw how happy she is. Okay, yeah. So thank you very much, and
thank you so very much, and have a wonderful, happy day today.